Hello folks and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4, where we today begin a new campaign as the Flaming Dragon Empire. When I ended my Communist German Let's Play, I asked you what you wanted to see next, and a lot of people had a lot of different answers. Actually, there was really no consistency or agreement at all. Some people wanted me to play as France, some people wanted Denmark, some people wanted the Soviet Union, some people wanted Canada, the United States, Japan, really everything, Iran, Saudi Arabia, whatever. But I've settled for something quite different. Though I'd really like to play Yugoslavia, there's just this one country that has been on my mind since the very beginning. And that country is Bhutan, because it is kind of a fun country to mess around with. It's very small, it's probably the weakest country in the game, but yeah, it can be fun if you can handle it. I don't know if I'm going to survive even a year or a few months, but we'll try, and try to have some fun. Now, it's very important that we don't have historical AI focuses on in order to play the Flaming Dragon Empire successfully. I'm not claiming that this is gonna be a successful Let's Play. I don't know if I'm gonna survive again, but yeah, historical AI focuses can be a bit of an issue. Now, I've been considering playing recruit mode, but I think regular will do just fine. The bonuses in recruit mode they won't really help us out that much, being so small, because once we do get snowballing, if we do, then that won't really be necessary. We start off with one military factory, 2 civilian factories, and no divisions, no nothing. It's gonna be quite crazy, but you know, we do have 2 research slots, so we'll get weapons 1 right off the bat, and we will also get some, where is this? Engineering, yes. We want the research time to go down. Not that it makes a huge difference, having so few tech slots, but it helps out, it really does. And of course, on the focus tree, we are going to start off with the political power so that we can get our fascist demagogue right off the bat, or as soon as possible. Where is he? Here. Rom Tsering here, fascist demagogue, 150 political power, so we'll get him, and then hopefully we'll turn Bhutan into the Flaming Dragon Empire as in a few months. Now, I'm mostly following the guide that is available on the Hearts of Iron 4 wiki, so if you're wondering how what I'm doing, of course I'll probably deviate quite a bit from it depending on what happens, because after all, my goal is very humble. It's not about world conquest or anything, it's really just about survival. Of course we're probably going to try to conquer Tibet and Yunnan, Nepal, etc, etc, but of course we may get into some big wars, and in that case, we of course want to just survive until the end of the game. I don't know if they fixed this in the latest patch, but something that's interesting about playing a small country, and this was the case with Sweden as well, but if the enemy, we can conquer the world basically, right? But if the enemy occupies our home provinces, that is the occupation, or that is the war score or victory points that they need. It's not all, you know, it's just in the core regions. That's what counts as victory points that lead to surrender. The remilitarization of the Rhineland, worrying, and then of course we've got we finished the political effort line, and now we get our Mr. Fascist Demagogue daily support quite a lot. Let's see. So the Bhutanese people have a noble history, they've made to forget the weak and cowardly rule of the Wangkok dynasty. They claim to represent the people, but can so feebly a state enforce the will of the people. Oh, right, so feeble a state enforce the will of the people. I'm very sorry, I'm terrible at reading these event things, because sometimes there are some issues in the script, but you know, whatever. Only by spilling the blood of these traitors can we fulfill our destiny. The fascist speakers in Bhutan have made no secret of what they think of our current ruler's political system. Speeches like these have tapped into a public dissent that is particularly pronounced in the more conservative sections of the military. The higher-ups may harbor unspoken sympathies, or the younger generation will take up the torch. We'll do the younger generation, because since we are a one-province country, if we do get a civil war, it will be a full takeover. There will be no civil war. It is two regions here, right? Provinces, but it's one region, the region of Bhutan. So we'll do that, and then politically, I think we'll do the industrial effort that takes us down to construction effort, and then all the way down to extra research slot over here, and then eventually I think we'll also do army effort or armament effort, so that we become more powerful. But yes, industrial effort first. Italy took one state, Ethiopia was annexed. Oh well. Poor Ethiopia. Man, the resource map mode makes me kind of depressed. We only have 2 tungsten in the entire country. If we had this region here, we would actually have 54 or 56 total. That'd be amazing, right? But Tibet has another 2 tungsten. Nepal's just 2 chromium. These are very poor regions, but of course they provide at least building slots, which is what we need. I think we're gonna go with construction now. I mean, there are some other options. We could go basic machine tools, or even probably artillery will be good to have, but I think we'll wait for this one to finish off. Oh, we do have mountain infantry, so we could potentially make a new template, but we actually can't, since that would cost things, right? And we don't have those things. Army experience. Alright, we're gonna go for artillery now. I think my division is gonna be probably like artillery heavy with some infantry or something of the sort. Kind of like what I did in the communist German playthrough, but probably a lot more, not balanced, but try to make it as OP as possible. Of course, we're gonna research field hospitals, because we definitely need those here, since our manpower is minuscule. I just love seeing how fast the game runs, like early on in the game, because when I get to 1941 or 44 or something, it just becomes a mess, because obviously, you know, there are a lot more divisions and things happening during a war than before a war. I was about to say, oh, we don't have a military theorist, like where is he? It turns out, of course, it's in the theorist tab. Dumb me not looking it up, but yes, land doctrine, research time -7%, and an army experience gain, which is going to be great. We'll really need it. National focus completed, construction effort there. Leadership purges in the Soviet Union. Uncertainty has long reigned in the Soviet Union. While details are scarce, there has been a series of secret trials on the highest level, and both generals and ministers have disappeared from the public eye. The natural assumption is that some sort of great conspiracy has been uncovered within the Communist Party, but no official statement has been made. In addition, the diplomatic reports we have access to indicate that evidence presented at these trials has been far from indisputable. Whatever has been happening, the structure of the Soviet High Command has changed irrevocably. Soviet command has suffered greatly. Alright, well, we are, of course, in ahistorical focus, or foci, but that doesn't mean that certain things don't fire off as, you know, not as intended, but as they would have. So we're going to continue down here, and now we actually have 3 civilian factories. So in order to... I think we're going to go ahead and start trading for some steel. We'll buy 8 from the Germans. Actually, maybe we should trade with Japan. Ah, no, they have limited exports. But anyway, I mean, we're going to waste... Ooh, we don't have convoys, right. So let's trade with some neighbors. Do we need a convoy? Oh, god damn it, okay. Oh, I just realized, yeah, we can click neighbors and British Raj, let's see. We have 0 free convoys and require 1 for this trade. That's ridiculous. How do we need a convoy? A naval convoy if we don't have a port? Oh, you know what, whatever. We'll are you sure you want to have all your factories producing trade goods? Oh, okay, maybe not. The 11th Olympic Games were held in... Oh, we didn't pause there. The 11th Olympic Games were held in Berlin, Germany. Nice. Alright, we finished the second construction effort thing, so now we actually have a factory to trade for the steel, and we'll gain some steel and be balanced, and production will rise to full capacity. And I think constructions actually... No, constructions may not actually be affected by that. So now we can actually go over to free trade, and that will really help us out as a small, poor country. Because we get the research, the building, and factory output bonus. Boom! The first major event. Of course, there was the war with Ethiopia, but now we have the Spanish Civil War. What will this mean for Spain? That's a 3% rise in the war tension, or world tension, not war tension. I mean, it's basically the same thing, because we are, after all, railed towards a great world conflict. We're actually really close to the extra research slot now, so we're only steps away, but yeah, that's actually quite good. After that, I think we will... I think we will go down the armament effort so we can get some more military factories, and then we'll go down the actually army effort. I don't think I'm gonna get the extra research slot 2 yet, because that I need 50 factories. That's pretty quite a lot. But we might get construction effort 3, because that's another 2 building slots and 2 civilian factories. Look at that, we've already played a year. I'm quite impressed. Actually, I mean, early on, a year tends to go pretty fast. I just I tend to forget that, because playing through an entire campaign can take quite a while, especially later on, and then you forget how fast it went in the beginning. Now, the wiki doesn't say to do this, but I'm gonna obviously go for field hospitals, because as I discovered, and thanks to your comments, I know that they are absolutely amazing. I mean, before playing as Communist Germany, I had no idea about the whole field hospital thing, and it's just, it's incredible. So much manpower you save. I have no idea why I haven't had more fascist events fire off. It's already March 1937. It might have to do with the choice of going with the youth. I think going with government actually increases the chance of an internal coup. But I was thinking civil war, whatever. It's just not working as intended, and it's taking very long. Because, like, the Communist German playthrough, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, we got event after event after event, and in less than, what was it, 6 months? We had become a communist state. Dispersed industry is what I usually go for when I play majors, especially majors that I feel can be bombed easily, obviously. It goes without saying, but we're gonna go concentrated. I don't really care. We just need that productive output. The Hindenburg disaster, claiming 35 lives. Oh well, no, that's unfortunate. So that happened this time. Now, yes, our focus is done. What are we going for? Either more construction is awesome, right? Because how's this? This is still building quite slowly. All right, you know what? Let's go for armament effort. Start down that route. The Marco Polo bridge incident, and now the war will begin very soon, I think. That's going to be interesting. So here's the plan, kind of, the rough outline. We become fascist, we become the Flaming Dragon Empire, and we try to become faction leader with Japan. Crazy, right? So we steal them away from the Axis, and then we use them to kind of conquer China. Not all of it, obviously, but parts of it. And of course, I don't think we're ever going to be able to do a world conquest yet. Maybe in a few years when I've mastered Hearts of Iron 4 completely and become more gamey in the way I play, then maybe. But as of now, I think we're just going to try to, use Japan, but still, form our own little empire. Kind of like what we did with Sweden. We joined the Comintern, and we still got like a bunch of territory, which was pretty nice. Civil war for fascism. While the attempts of the fascist movement to revitalize the people's pride in their nation seem to have seen some success, the resistance against these ideas remain high. The generals plotting to overthrow the current administration are disappointed in the lack of confidence the Bhutanese population themselves have seen in Bhutanese superiority. They remain certain that the people will eventually tire of Jigme Wangchuk's lies, but are divided on what course of action to take. Some call for a coup to be executed now before the Bhutan's enemies take advantage of its weakness. However, doing so while public support is limited would plunge the nation into civil war. Greatness can scarcely be achieved without spilling blood, but the blood of our own countrymen, even traitors to the cause, is precious. Yes, indeed, and especially when we have such low manpower. But again, we are a one-province country, so doing this will turn us fascist. Come on. Dude, why is this... it's taking a while. What's happening? So for some reason we are still Bhutan, but fascism has jumped to 50%, non-aligned down to 49. And yet, yeah, we have a new leader, Gedung Rinpoche, and he's basically the fascist leader, I believe. Compassionate gentleman. All right. Well, but it says we're non-aligned. And we are under the Wangchuk dynasty. So I'm really confused here. And the reign of terror has already begun. Yeah, I'm super confused. I have no idea what happened. The wiki said that if I took civil war, we would become fascist. Well, anyway, I mean, it's a matter of time until fascism goes over, you know, takes over. So I guess we'll wait. Oh, also, we're going to go with the industrial concern here to get our research time down by 10%. Should help out quite a bit. Amelia Earhart disappears, a loss for aviation. There we go. Fascist assault divisions form. The political and martial... What? And martial have always been intertwined. Yeah, I'm really confused. The martial have always been intertwined... I mean, they probably meant spheres. Political and martial spheres have always been intertwined in fascism. In parallel with its growing political movement, fascist parties have begun to form paramilitary organizations to protect against both internal and external threats. The internal threats being their political opponents, although many people find this development worrying. The wave of militaristic furor has led to an increased amount of volunteers joining our armed forces. The political leaders of the movement have pointed out that their opponents have reasons to be afraid, having the army permeated on several levels by so explicitly political elements. The enemies of Bhutan and the enemies of fascism are beginning to look very much alike. Only traitors of the country have anything to fear. So, popularity of fascism, plus 5%. National spirit. National unity, minus 5%. Population, 0.2. Recruitable. And daily fascism support goes up as well. That focus is completed. Ooh, Poland seeks Baltic cooperation. There is no outcome for us that does not risk yet more oppression of the Polish people. Following Poland's distancing from the international community, Polish politicians have been pursuing the idea of power between the seas. While hope is to create an alliance stretching from the Baltic to the Black Sea, their stated priority remains to reinforce their position against threatening influences on both East and West. To this end, Poland is seeking closer bonds with their neighbors in the Baltic, a new power in Eastern Europe. The United Kingdom exerts influence over Greece. The Mediterranean has long been a region of great strategic value to the imperial influences of the United Kingdom. Now, the British government is looking for further support from countries in the region. To that end, they have appointed a special consul to the Greek state. More than a century after Lord Byron's participation in the Greek War for Independence, whether the United Kingdom is successful remains to be seen. The British are exerting their influence. So, what happens there, I guess. Actually, I guess we can check. Maybe it's the democratic influence. Not sure. War to end all wars. Yeah, no. Alright. We'll see what happens. But I think the United Kingdom may be quite aggressive in this game. Who knows? The Soviet Union withdraws troops from the Soviet-Japanese border. Perhaps this will result in lasting peace. We'll see about that. Alright, yeah, the party leader of the Wangchuk dynasty is not actually a Wangchuk anymore, so it wasn't... We didn't become fascists, after all. We just stayed on the line. But yeah, it's a matter of time until they take over, I hope. And now, instead of actually changing anything here, we are going to store this political power to get war economy as soon as we become fascist. Because I think that will be very useful instead of, you know, I could go for small arms company or maybe artillery designer here, but minor effects for a lot of political power that we can instead sink into the war economy bonus. Here we go, fascist sympathies in the military. Several high-ranking members of the Bhutanese military have expressed support, some privately and some openly, for the fascist movement in Bhutan. They feel the Wangchuk dynasty has forgotten how important the discipline and patriotism is keeping, or how important, yeah, is keeping the country together, blah blah blah. And are increasingly annoyed by the army being treated by the government as more of a tool than one of the nation's most important institutions. Right, yeah, we don't even have an army, but fine. Some of them go as far as to suggest that a new government is needed, one that knows how to lead Bhutan with strength and tradition into the next half of the century. This faction may not predominantly be politicians, but some of them have gained positions in the Department of Defense. If these developments continue, they may have sufficient political support to execute a coup. So we are actually above 50%, we're at 58%, so I think this is it. This is the moment. And in the next few days, I think we will become fascist. Japanese build-up on the Chinese border. The conflict in China is worrying. Armament effort is done, and we're still not fascist. I'm kind of annoyed, but of course it might have to do that we are a monarchy. So it's not like we have elections to, or more open society. I don't know. We'll see. I do think it's coming though, very soon. Japan declared war on Shanxi. Ooh, this is it. This is how it begins. Japan declared war on China. There we go. Actually, how is the creative faction? Different ideology is minus 100, and then reluctance, and then opinion. So I think that actually, if we do turn fascist and then get opinions up with Japan, and then become maybe a little bit bigger, we could actually create a faction with them. And even better, they are actually severing Sino-German ties. Oh wait, no. Yeah, they're severing the Chinese connections to Germany. So I think they'll be going down the found our faction or Axis leanings. That's not too... It's not what I was hoping for. Wow, I'm actually impressed. It seems like Japan has already started with naval invasions right off the bat. In the early versions of the game, that was not happening at all. It would happen later on, and China would have the upper hand. Now the question is, I do see that, of course, Paradox cut up China into smaller pieces here, so maybe that actually favors Japan, makes it easier for them to defeat China. Oh, okay, so we're finally creating our Mountaineer division. It's gonna be called Mountain Dragons, with a width of 8. Of course, once we add artillery, that's 11. That's not very good. That's pretty bad multipliers there, but whatever. We'll see about that. Yeah, so it's gonna be a 3. Or actually, wait. What if? Oh, that's a 9. That's not exactly what I was looking for. But yes, we don't exactly have the factories to produce artillery right now, so we're gonna go with Mountaineers. Even support artillery is too much, so I think this is gonna be it. We've created that template. We should actually change this to dragons as well, just because dragons is, you know, just fun. So yes. Alright, even though I'd like extensive conscription, I think we're going to just jump over to limited conscription. We do not have 300 political power, and we also are not fascist yet, which is kind of annoying me, but you know, whatever. Maybe it's because we don't have a military. Maybe that's why. But yeah, we need the manpower anyway, so we'll use that. Oh, you wonderful field hospitals. Yes, please, join me. Here we go, finally. Oh, some will say they saw it coming. Both those who warned against the dangers of fascism and those who exulted in it as the savior of Bhutan have found their prophecies made reality today, as the military in Bhutan overthrew the Wangchuck dynasty-led government and seized power. Gendun Rinpoche is missing, rumored to have gone into exile, and the coup has been met with little initial resistance. The new Bhutanese leadership has no plans to allow resistance to grow either. Martial law has been declared, and with the changes that are underway, whatever comes after is unlikely to be very different. So we gain reign of terror again, and we become fascist. And this is awesome. Okay, so, ooh, there's a motorcycle outside, but yes, we are the Thunder Dragon Empire. Did I say Flaming Dragon Empire? I don't know. We are the Thunder Dragon Empire, and that is awesome. Look at this flag. Just look at it. And Mr. Penor Wangyal is the leader, with some nice bonuses there for construction. And yeah, we are ready to take on the world, or rather Central Asia, maybe. And maybe, if we survive the British Raj. There we go, now we can go for war economy, finally. And that gives us stuff, conversion costs, construction speed, and all the things, but there's something interesting going on. Oh, yeah, okay, it's gonna be completed. I was annoyed because I started trade since we just went -1 in steel, and then suddenly all my factories were assigned to produce consumer goods or something. It was really weird, but yes, we at least have one right now producing stuff here, so that's wonderful. Let's actually check out the infrastructure. That's 7 out of 5. Actually, if we check out this, so it's gonna be 7. Yeah, good. So now we are going to rush down to the ideological fanaticism in order to get that create faction button, and of course get all the nice bonuses over here, like army experience, the partisans on us, recruitable population is always the best, and division training time there as well. So yeah, all these things are awesome, so let's start going there. Apparently we don't have any commanders, so we're gonna recruit a new general here, Mr. Chamba Lungshar. Promote him? Not really. I mean, I think he can handle it. We only have... yeah, oh, it's political power we use, right. That was 0, by the way, to begin with. So the next one will be 5 and then 10, I think that's how it rolls, right? So I was gonna do something, because maybe we will actually have an army that's bigger than 24, and I don't think this commander can handle 24 divisions. Commanding too many divisions will reduce all positive commander trait skill modifiers, because I mean there's no reason not to promote him. He's only a 1 anyway, so we'll have him like that. We'll call this the Great Dragon Collective. No. Force, yes. And this shall be the Tibetan. No, the Mountain. No, something more creative. What's the name of the capital? Punaka, yes. No, I don't know. I'm so confused. Actually, yes, okay. We'll call it Tibet. Tibetan. The Tibetan group, or something. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. If you have any ideas, do let me know in the comment section below. But yes, now we have 2 divisions. Tibet potentially has 2, maybe more divisions, who knows. We're gonna wait until these final groups here are deployed. We're actually gonna start fabricating on Tibet already. They're helping, improving relations with Republican Spain. They're getting intervention and some focus, who cares. That's 43 political power, 215 days. Let's go ahead and send that. And once we're halfway through that, I think we might actually go for Nepal, or we'll play a little bit more careful and finish Tibet first and then go for Nepal. Who knows? Our manpower is low, but again, our little thing here is going to give us more manpower. Man, Goku has capitulated uncertain times, so you're telling me China is actually fighting back pretty well. Oh, well, at least down south it's going better for Japan. Tibet. Penner Wang angered by Tibetan posturing. Regardless, we must ready the people for war. Indeed. Now, it seems like since we are out of manpower, it's taking a little bit longer to recruit the final 2 units. But you know, whatever. I think it's gonna be fine. The Anschluss of Austria. So it seems like Germany really is going for historical, even though we didn't choose that. Now, the nationalism focus will give us fascism support, but it's really this next one, militarism, that I'm hoping for. Oh yes, field hospitals. Yes, okay. So first of all, we're gonna go to our mountain dragons. We're going to add those field hospitals. They're just gonna be amazing. Of course, they do take down a few things, but that's absolutely fine. I think we'll still be okay in the end. We of course have to start producing some support equipment with one factory there. We're down on 1 aluminium and 2 steel. That's not too good, but I think we'll be fine again. So actually, what's the maximum here? Oof. But what's the efficiency cap? What's the maximum? Lack of resources minus 90%. Yeah, not very good at all. Anyway, I think then this is actually going to be a pretty good place to end this particular episode at. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a... Oh, apparently, wait, we have to actually produce motorized. I'm confused. What if I take this away? Ah, we need to produce both. Ah. Okay. I'm sorry. Right. So we'll do that. Obviously we don't exactly have the resources, but field hospitals are just amazing. And they're gonna help us out, I hope. If you do have comments, don't forget to leave them in the comment section below. But again, as I was saying, thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you really want to support me, check out my Patreon page. Follow me on Twitter if you want instant updates. And as always, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Farewell.